it going, everyone? Welcome back to In the Pit with Steve. I am your tour guide today on the All Mosh Express. Please keep your hands inside at all times. My name is Steve. I don't know if I just said that or not. It's very late at night. I truly just forgot to record these earlier in the day. But we are here today to check out a band that I have long been a fan of. Listened to them for a very long time, but they are back with a brand new song, and that is All That Remains. So probably like a lot of people with All That Remains, you probably came in at one of 2 points, either in 2006 with The Fall of Ideals or in 2008 with Overcome, because that's when 2 Weeks came out, which is probably their biggest song ever. It's played on the radio, probably still to this day. I don't listen to the radio all that much anymore because, with the advent of Bluetooth, you can just listen to whatever you want in your car. But the last time I was regularly listening to the radio, you could still hear that song on the radio. Fall of Ideals is probably my favorite album overall of theirs. I think 6 and This Calling are just absolutely classics at this point. But I am always excited every time they come out with something new. I can't say that I've been a massive fan of the second half of their catalog, but I'm always going to give them the time of day. They're also a very fun band live. I've got to see them twice before. I got to see them the first time they headlined a show, so they played a very long set, played pretty much everything you would want them to play at that time. I want to say that was 2013 when I saw them. And then the second time I saw them was the following year at a festival. So they were playing kind of in the middle of the day, so they only played like a 20-minute set, so they kind of just played a few of the hits. And they had an album out at the time, so they played, probably a couple of tracks off that. But the most memorable thing about that, there's a few memorable things about that festival, but during the All That Remains set in particular, I was punched directly in the face. I believe it was a total accident. There was an incident of some sort happening in the mosh pit in front of me, to the point where the police got involved after the band was done playing, which actually delayed the next band. The next band was actually Hailstorm. So Hailstorm was just kind of on stage standing there for a little bit while the police were dealing with this. My best guess is the reason why the gentleman punched me is I think he thought that I was somebody else who maybe roughed him up in the pit or something like that. I was kind of standing just behind like the barrier of the pit, so maybe he thought that I had hit him and then retreated or something. So that wasn't too fun. Thankfully at that time I was wearing contacts, so I didn't have to worry about my glasses breaking. I've actually had my glasses break at a show before. It sucks. I sat through a very, very blurry Lamb of God and Slipknot show at one point in Boston. So I wasn't anywhere near where I lived. I ended up having to go to a shopping mall the next day to get a new pair of glasses because I could not see. I'm totally blind without these. So yeah, fun times at the All That Remains show. But I'm looking forward to hearing what they have. The song is called Divine, and without any further ado, let's get in the pit with All That Remains and hopefully not get punched directly in the nose. It kind of hurt. Phil's voice is always top notch. He's very underrated when it comes to when people talk about like some of the best like screamers in metalcore history. Phil's fantastic. He's very good and has a very nice, clean singing voice as well. Very similar to a Jesse Leach from Killswitch Engage. I don't really like the guitar tone in this song. It seems very thin, and that squealy pitch harmonic riff is just like almost like somebody's just screwing around. It doesn't really sound cohesive in a way. Like the only thing that's really keeping things on track is the drummer. And also it's been a minute since I've really paid attention to All That Remains. I know they had some unfortunate reasons why members have changed, but to me, it almost looks like a brand new lineup of sorts. Except for Phil and the one guy off to the side there. So yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I'll have to look it up. I know it's been a little bit since their last record, so maybe they made quite a few lineup changes. But yeah, I'm curious to see where this song goes. But yeah, so far, not their best. You know, maybe not their best stuff. But time will tell. So let's get back into it.
With the slightest contact, contemplating and bearing witness. I know the worth of my own existence.
Why?
Detached from desire, accepted in fire. Breathe in and breathe out. 'Cause now it's all in your hands. Crashing down over mass back of a wall crack with the slightest contact. Receive the table of treason and make moves cavalry. The verses cowards deflect the sincere treachery. Receive the table of treason and make moves cavalry. The verses cowards deflect the sincere treachery.
I don't know. That just wasn't great. I mean, that guitar player really, the guitar part just kind of sounded like he was demoing shit at a Guitar Center. So I don't know. It's just not for me. At least they're trying something different, I guess. You know, some of the riffs sound like they're really trying to sound like mid to, you know, like 2005 to 2010 style metalcore. Back when All That Remains was like kind of breaking out. So I don't know if they're just trying to go back to the well or what. I don't like the guitar tone. It just does not sound very full. It's not a very full sounding song at all. The drummer has some interesting things. I like his accent work. He was picking some stuff up on those splashes towards the end of the track. There's a couple of interesting ideas in the song. Like when they had that section that was just the bass and the drums and Phil screaming. That was pretty cool. It lasted for about 4 bars. And then they just moved on to something else. It felt like they were just trying to cram a lot of ideas into one thing, and that just kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't really work. Let's see if we can get a shot of the drummer's kit. I can't remember if they showed from behind him or not. Just scrub through real quick. I think all of his shots were from head on. Yeah, except for these shots, which you can't really see anything. We need to see him in the light. All right, let's go back to where we were at. All right, so he's a Meinl player. Got a lot of variety here. A couple of Chinas, Very nice ride there. A couple of crashes. He's got the handful of splashes up front. A few different things. He's mixing some of their different series of cymbals. He's got a very nice sounding setup. A lot of variety, a lot of color to it, which is pretty neat. Let me see if we can get on here. There we go. So this is a DW kit. You can see the DW badge right there. DW makes fantastic sounding drums. Pretty basic setup. The 2 kicks, the 2 toms, 2 floor toms. Yeah, I like it. Looks comfortable to play. A lot of variety with the cymbals. Sounds very nice. He's a competent player. I'm going to assume by looking at the age on his face, definitely a newer member of the band. But yeah, I don't know. Just not for me. I'll be back in just a moment with some final thoughts. All right, so I am looking at their Wikipedia real quick out of curiosity. I did not realize that Jason Richardson is in the band now. Jason Richardson, he played with Born of Osiris, Chelsea Grin, some other stuff over the years. He's done some featured work. So I had no idea he had joined, but yeah, I was right. The drummer's brand new. Anthony Barone joined the band this year. Mike Martin still, he's been in the band for quite some time. They actually brought back an old bass player to have in there. Yeah, because Jean's been gone for a while. Yeah, she left in 2015. Yeah, I knew Jason Costa wasn't in the band anymore. You can tell that immediately because he's a traditional grip player. So I mean, he sticks out like a sore thumb. You just don't see a lot of traditional grip drummers in heavy music. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd be curious to see like where this album goes. It looks like the album doesn't have a name yet. Yeah, it's just listed as untitled studio album. They just put the song out. Okay, they just put this. I'm recording this on the 4th. They put the song out on the 3rd, so they don't have any real details. It looks like, yeah. You would think if they're going to do push a single, they would, kind of hype up the album or whatever. But maybe they're waiting for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of sucks that this is what they sound like these days, but maybe it's just not the best song from the album, and they just decided for whatever reason. Maybe they thought it was going to get radio play to push that out as the lead single, but who knows? Always going to like the band for the material that they have. If they came around live, I'd go check them out. But yeah, something about that guitar tone, just not into it. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, and I'll see you again real soon.